With lives on the balance and only seconds to spare, ladies, I give you Chicago's finest.
What the hell are you doing?
It's Chicago Fire.
We have at least two not moving in the basement. We'll get them.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Geeked Out. My name is Steven Merced, and today I have a special guest with you, my sister. She didn't give her name.
Oh, we were going there. I thought you were introducing me.
My
I'm
sister.
Ashley.
And as you guys know, I watch a lot of TV, and I haven't done a lot of TV reviews lately because I've been super busy with work and everything. But there was a TV show that I actually watched the entire season of, and it recently finished, and my sister watched it as well. And that show is
Chicago Fire.
So the show is brought to us by Dick Wolf, who is known for bringing such shows as the amazingly awful Law and Order series.
Yeah, no. Not all of them.
Okay, well, everything but Law and Order SVU, according to her.
So Chicago Fire is the premises of the story of some firefighters.
Is premise is a word?
I don't know, that's what you said.
I said premise.
So Chicago Fire is the story of firefighters and what seems to be one of Chicago's biggest fire departments. Not only do we get heart and soul from these firefighters, we get truth and drama from their own lives.
The show pretty much centers around the entire group of firefighters, but the main protagonists that we have in this show seem to be two principal firefighters, and in the first episode lose a fellow firefighter who was actually their best friend. And at the beginning of the show series, we see that they do not actually enjoy each other's company, and that kind of builds on throughout the series. These firefighters' names are, I'm pretty brutal with this guy's name, so I'm going to let her say his name.
Severide.
Yes, put a picture up for you guys. The next guy's name is Casey, and we also have an interesting story with the rookie firefighter whose name is Peter Mills. And this fire station is also so big that they have their own ambulance team that works with them, which centers around two lead females, which names are Shay and Dawson. And pretty much we get their relationship with the firefighter department as well as their other lives, and we go from there. Now the show is a fun time and it is a very entertaining show to watch, but that is not to be said that the show does not have its own flaws. Some of the flaws that I kind of had with the show are that it pretty much introduces too many love stories and love triangles back and forth, kind of like the way that Grey's Anatomy right now is doing it. I used to be a really big fan of Grey's Anatomy, but that love triangle and people constantly having these love spats kind of got to me, and those were some of my flaws with the show. What were your flaws?
Some of the flaws that I found were just the unrealistic aspects of being an EMT or a firefighter. Some of the situations were a little too much out of reach to be real life.
Yeah, there are a couple of those that just kind of leave you wondering, like, if firefighters actually do go through this, and you could tell that they do some of these scenes for the ratings. So some of the other things that I noticed were that some scenes where the firefighters just had no shirts on and were cooking with no shirts on, taking, showers, and they would just have these scenes. And I'm not saying that they're not necessary, but they are kind of awkward moments that you just,
They got my attention.
Yeah, see, they got for the female viewer, as you can see there. It gets a female excited, but for a guy, I'm just kind of watching, and they'll just kind of be shirtless for absolutely no reason, but nothing too over the top on some Twilight type stuff where the guy is just in the whole time with no shirt on. We don't have any of those where, running through the rain or anything with no shirts on, but, there are some moments.
So, of course, there aren't only flaws in this show. It's definitely a toe curler, a very stay on top of your toes kind of show.
I wouldn't go toe curler, but already. Just saying, I wouldn't go, but alright, go.
So, of course, with this show, there aren't only flaws. There are definitely many, many likes. One of them being they keep you on your toes. They definitely draw you in, and they're not the kind of shows that make you believe that it's going to always have a happy ending, which definitely drew me in. It was definitely worth the Wednesday night viewing.
Oh, it was on Wednesday nights?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know that. I don't know when it was. I recorded it on DVR, so.
Go. One of my scenes that I especially liked was one of the lead EMTs gets into an accident and is in the hospital on life and death. She has a very strong friendship with one of the firefighters. They're actually roommates, and he finds out that she's in the hospital, but they won't let him see her. You sort of see the emotion and the great acting skills actually coming out in this scene, which I definitely can appreciate.
Yeah, that's one of the things in the show that is actually really good. You can tell that whoever Dick Wolf hired to be a casting director did a phenomenal job, because every single cast member fits their role almost perfectly. I can't think of anybody that maybe didn't fit their role. I don't know about you.
No.
I think everybody fit their role perfectly. There are 3 people on the show that are Herman, Otis, and Mouch.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of bring the comedic relief of the show to me. There's moments where it's tension and everything, but then one of them will say something or do something that you just be like, wow, I know somebody that's just like that, an idiot like that.
Another thing that I liked about this show is that they show these characters having issues in their own personal lives and showing the difficulty it is to sort of separate that in their career, which I'm sure most of us find very hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I really appreciated that they included that in this, because it's not all fairy tale. It's not always a fireman to the rescue. They do have, their own personal issues, which I could appreciate.
Yeah, like it's not a show that you're gonna always leave with a happy ending. You're always gonna love watching the show, but they aren't always gonna leave you feeling happy after you watch it. You're gonna keep you thinking and wondering what's gonna happen next week, which is actually a good thing that the show does. Now, one of the final flaws that I actually did have with the show was actually that it felt sometimes that stories would kind of just like wither away.
Sort of disappear and then come back a few episodes later.
Yeah, and it didn't feel kind of like consistent. It would it almost felt like certain characters, like something at the end, I'm not gonna say who it was or something, but a certain character comes back and almost felt like this person came back just to have the dramatic endings of the episodes. And it kind of felt like those stories were already put on the back burner and we weren't going to see them again, and then they would resurface them again, and just felt kind of weird and wonky sometimes. Now the thing with the show is that this show did get a spin-off because, as you guys know, NBC suffers with the ratings and they need all the help they can get, and Chicago Fire is actually one of their rookie or freshman darlings that they have this year, and they kind of thought, why not, hit where the money is and make a spin-off to a show that's already popular. And they are going to have a Chicago PD, which is going to be centered around the same city, same group of individuals that you see in the show but aren't main characters in the show. And there is a cliffhanger at the end that kind of leaves you interested into where this certain person that was on the firefighter team is going to go from there. And it's cool when you start seeing characters towards the end of the episode or the seasons that are coming into the show just because you know that they're going to spin them off into something else. So they do start to develop the characters, and you see what kind of character they already are in this show. So when the Chicago PD show starts next season, you already have a little glimpse of what these characters are. Are you excited about Chicago PD?
Oh yeah.
Is that a show you're gonna watch?
I definitely agree that they introduced the cops in sort of a slick way.
Yeah, they did.
They started making the police department a little more known and obvious in some of the Chicago Fire episodes, and kind of hit you like, we're gonna see them in Chicago PD.
I don't think I'm the one that told her about the spinoff, and if I didn't tell her about the spinoff, it would have kind of came off a little bit awkward, because you're wondering why certain episodes were about half to do with the police department, which is kind of weird. I enjoyed the show. It's not perfect, but I actually want to see what you would score it on. I do my scores here from 1 to 5. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. You can do the 0.5s in between. So what would you give the show overall as a show that you just fully enjoy from a female's perspective, I guess?
I would give it a 4.
4 out of 5, all right.
Because it's definitely a show that kept me wanting to watch more. It kept me wanting to tune in every week and see what happens next. Definitely disappointed during their 3-week breaks, and I didn't have a show to watch on Wednesday nights. But some of the flaws definitely, brought it down a little bit, but for the most part, the drama and the acting definitely kept it up for me.
See, I was on the verge of going either 4 or 3.5. I'm not quite sure, because there is flaws that are noticeable, and it's not by far, it's not a perfect show, but it is a show that keeps you wanting to watch more. But then it slowly starts to develop, and you start to really care about these characters, and even care about the side characters that don't even have that many big stories, but you do worry, and you don't want any of these characters to die. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 4 as well. I was going to go 3.5, but I'll go 4 because there aren't many shows right now that make me like look forward to every episode. But I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5, and I just want to thank you guys for watching, and as always, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys watch Chicago Fire, make sure you guys let me know what you guys think. Thank my sister Ashley, and hopefully she'll be back for the Nashville review, and we'll go from there. So as always, guys, make sure you guys geek out about anything, no matter what it's about. See you guys later.